What is up, YouTube? It's your boy Kenma. I'm here with another L2 Talent video. Today I'm going to be doing Muradin, and I promised you guys a warrior, so I thought I'd pick my favorite warrior that I've probably one of my most played warriors, and that is the Mountain King himself, Muradin Bronzebeard. So let's start right now. We're gonna go over it. Level 1, block. While this is like, block is a really good talent on a lot of heroes, but his other level 1s are just so strong that I don't think this is worth taking. Infused Hammer, I personally don't think this is the way to go because Perfect Storm and Reverberation are both very strong talents in themselves. So what's the situation that you're going to want Perfect Storm, right? Perfect Storm is going to be great when you want to do as much damage as possible. So there's two situations. One, you want to kill a squishy on the enemy team that's going to be like diving in. So like, think about things like Zeratul or even Illidan, things like that. They're not. It's not a bad idea to go for Perfect Storm. And also if you're going the full hammer build, which is I'll get into it later, but it's the hammer build at 4, which gives you extra damage to PvE, and then level 7 it gives you a strike through. That's when you're gonna also want to be going this to just get more as much damage possible on your Stormbolt. And then okay, what does Reverberation do? It does a 33% attack speed reduction for 3.5 seconds. Now 3.5 seconds is a long fucking time. Okay, so this also stacks with your level 4 talent. What's it called? Thunderburn. So you can actually apply this twice, which is like 7 seconds slow. I don't think the other one is. It's not a full 7 seconds, but it applies it again for another 3.5 seconds. So that's another thing you got to think about. So most of the time, I end up taking Perfect Storm most of the time, but Reverberation is really good when the other team has a lot of auto attackers that you just want to slow down their auto attacks, like Vala, Sergeant Hammer, Zagara, Illidan. Anyone that's a heavy auto attacker, Reverberation is really strong against. It's a third of their attack speed. It's just really strong. Huge DPS, huge downgrade in their DPS for sure. So keep that in mind. These are the two that I definitely go for, but I go for Perfect Storm most of the time. Let's go to level 4. All right, so Skullcracker, a quarter-second stun. Every third attack is complete garbage. Like, if they made it more like his bash talent in Warcraft 3, it would be amazing. It'd probably be too OP, so Skullcracker's horrible. Don't ever get this. Third Wind, it's the way that Muradin is now, without his, like, broken HP regen, this is just not worth getting. So Sledgehammer, 400% damage to minions, structures, and mercenaries, and destroys 4 ammo. Sledgehammer is going to be what you're going to want to go on any map that you have, like, any map that you want to do a ton of PvE damage. Like, this is the way to go. Like, so, like, for example, off the top of my head, like, Mines, Sky Temple. The huge one is probably Blackheart's Bay, because there's going to be a lot of times where you don't even fight the enemy team, so just doing PvE damage is great, right? So, let's look at the other ones. Crowd Control. I would never get this. It's just not worth it. Now, Thunderburn. Thunderburn is pretty amazing. It leaves another clap on the ground that explodes after 2 seconds. The damage isn't why it's great, right? I mean, the damage is okay, but it applies a 25% second slow for 2 seconds. So it's just like you can use it as a zoning material as well. And it also, the Thunderburn applies any talent that you get from W. So it would apply Reverberation. And then it also applies Thunderstrike later on at level 13. So Thunderburn, unless you absolutely need the PvE damage, Thunderburn is going to be your go-to like almost all the time on level 4 because it's just amazing. The synergy that it has with Thunderstrike is just so much damage. So level 7, okay. Follow through is horrible for Muradin. You're not an auto attacker. Landing momentum, it could be okay in certain situations, but I think battle momentum and piercing bolt are both just like really strong. that you're not really going to ever want to get landing momentum, right? So Piercing Bolt, what does it do? It makes your Storm Bolt hit 2 targets instead of just 1. So if you have problems, like if you think you're going to need to hit multiple targets, or you think you need to, you know, if they have multiple melee targets maybe that you need to hit, this is going to be your go-to. It'll stun 2 people, so you need to think about what's more important to me. Like, do I need the extra follow through on my bolt to potentially stun an extra target, or do I want battle momentum to where I'll have more claps, I'll have more stuns, more jumps, and I'll have my ult up faster. So you just need to do it in your head, like, per game, because like they're gonna be, it's just situational, right? So you're gonna have to decide which one you want better. Lately, I've been liking battle momentum a lot because I feel like if you have Avatar up, we'll get into level 10, but when you have Avatar up, you are fucking impossible to kill on Muradin. Like, it's almost impossible to kill. Unless the other team has, like, 5 blood for bloods, you are so hard to kill. And let's take a time to talk about his ult, right? Avatar is amazing. It gives you a ridiculous amount of health. It's 320 level, like, it scales, and it gives you a ridiculous amount of health. And it's for 20 seconds, and your basic attacks stun enemies. So it's just ridiculous, right? You stun enemies on auto attacks. Like, the stun's not very long. I think it's like a quarter second or whatever, but it's still a stun that disables. So, you know, it stops whatever they're doing. It's really nice. Haymaker is it's like a fun insect type skill, but in competitive play, you're never gonna get Haymaker, like, in all honesty. So Avatar's gonna be your go-to. This is what makes you tank the damage. It makes you, like, Avatar and combined with Stone Form is what makes Muradin probably the most soak heavy damage, like, tank in the game pre-20. So level 13, let's get into this, right? Spell Shield, you know, honestly, you don't really need Spell Shield because you're never gonna get burst to death. Burning Rage, that's like so little damage that it's not worth getting. Healing Static, it's meh. Like, what are you gonna, like, unless you're versing like a mass summons team, this, like, I don't know, I would never get this. Thunderstrike is my go-to every single game. Why? Because it makes your W like hit for 3 times harder, and then it stacks with Thunderburn. So you can, like, potentially hit someone, like, if you clap like 1 target, you do so much damage to them, and then if you have the Bolt upgrade, you do so much ridiculous damage. So I get Thunderstrike 100% of the time. Alright, so let's go into level 16. Okay, so these 3 right here, Dwarf Launch, this used to be, like, really good, but it's not worth it. Heavy Impact, it's okay. Like, there is situations where this could be good. Like, if you cannot fucking die, like, if you just legit are impossible to kill, and the other team cannot kill you, then Heavy Impact might be using. Like, maybe it's just what game are you playing that you're unkillable though on a tank, right? So Executioner, you're not an auto attacker and you have slow auto attacks. Why would you ever get Executioner? So Imposing Presence and Stone Form these are pretty much the 2 go-tos on him. Stone Form is what you're gonna want to go for most of the time. Like, Imposing Presence is pretty, like, self-explanatory, right? It's 50% attack speed slow. It also stacks with your Reverberation as well. So if you hit someone like that, I'm actually not 100% sure it stacks, but I think it does. They just pretty much won't even attack at that point, like 88% or 83%. Then Stone Form, like 50% of your max health over 8 seconds. You're going to want to make sure that you hit Avatar before casting Stone Form, because that's what's going to give you the most value. It's kind of like any hero that gets HP, like Illidan too. When you Metamorphosis, that's when you're going to want to hit your Stone Skin First Aid if you go Stone Skin. I don't think. Anyway, getting back into this. Stone Form is amazing talent. It heals you so much, right? So this is my go-to, like, almost every game. Level 20. So Unstoppable Force, while it's good, it's just not comparable to Hardened Shield or Rewind. Now, let me explain to you why I will take Rewind every time over Hardened Shield, right? So what does Rewind do on Muradin? it gives you another stun. So you have like literally a 3-second stun now with double stun, which is just it's amazingly strong. Any point in the game, 3 seconds of a lockdown, like you can kill anyone. You get an extra jump in case you get in those like, oh, I fucked up situations. You get another jump, and it gives you another W, which if you have Thunderburn and you have Thunder Strike, you actually do a shit ton of damage. If you're just trying to kill one target, you do a shit ton of damage with Rewind. So I get Rewind every fucking time. Like I don't see when Hardened Shield or Unstoppable Force would be more useful to me and my team than having extra stuns and slows and stuff. So I go for Rewind every game. So let's go back. I'll give you a rundown of what I take almost my standard build. Like I said, it's going to differ every single game. You're going to want to go for whatever helps your team out the most against the team comp you're versing. So what I go is my most standard build. This is the build that I use the most. Perfect Storm, Thunderburn, Battle Momentum, Avatar, Thunder Strike, Stone Form, Rewind. Alright guys, that's going to be it for Muradin. I'm not sure what I'm going to do for the next hero. Probably, I'm thinking about doing Nova maybe, or something like that. Maybe one of the newer heroes. We'll see. We'll see. It's just whatever I'm in the mood for, because I'm going to get to do most of them, like, eventually, right? So, just be on the lookout for it. Like, share, and subscribe if you enjoy the videos. I really appreciate it, guys. Alright, man. Peace out. It's your boy, Kenma. I'll see you later.